Rochelle Hunt is among us. Welcome to her.
Welcome. Thank you. It was a tough day yesterday, Richard.
Yes, it was. Rochelle, I'd like you to take us on a journey beyond sight and sound to the outer limits. Where did you go? What happened? Who were you with?
Well, I've been on some tough assignments in my time.
No
I've
question.
Put myself into environments where I felt unsafe, where I felt like that anything could happen at any time. And
usually wearing the wrong clothing.
Always wearing the wrong clothing.
Yeah.
Yesterday was no exception. It was taken to a new level. I was surrounded by around 15 office workers every day, normal office workers from administration to sales to team leaders, that for one reason or another, we're all being taught how to become a stand-up comedian in just 6 weeks.
Could have gone there with noise. No, that was me. I went early.
Yeah.
Long history.
It was, I sweated a lot.
Yeah.
I looked at the ground a lot. I twitched a little as well.
Were they up on stage or were they just sort of practising?
A little bit of both. So these guys did lots of workshopping, lots of kind of loosening up, think theatre sports.
Who are these people? Why are they taking 6 weeks to go so far away from what their job is? Why?
Confidence building.
Really?
Learning how to stand up in front of colleagues, in front of customers.
People have nightmares about this,
They do. This is the biggest fear that most people have to deal with in their entire lives, and these people are basically being forced to do it.
Surely getting your genitals caught in a blender is higher on the scale.
Oh, I think not, actually, after yesterday. So they did a really good job, and it was one of those things where I'm a fly on the wall so many times for stories, but yesterday, people were really trying to conquer fears, really trying to get themselves over the line and think, I can do this.
Who's in the audience? Who is in the audience watching performances?
I think it'll be friends and family, and then there could be just general folk as well.
And when they were practising, you were there. Yes. So you were sort of reporting, but they were looking at you for audience reaction.
Oh, you kind of laugh along. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, my God, were you doing that kind of laugh?
I was freaking out, Richard. I came back and I was like, my hair was all weird because I'd been sweating so much that my palms were they were a mess. I was a mess. I was shaking physically at some points because these poor people had to get up and do 3 minutes. So it was set up with a backdrop and a microphone on a stand like it would be in a gig.
Really? Here we go. 3 minutes on your Todd. Up you get.
Give us your best stuff. And this is the
3 minutes is a long time.
And this is the first time that they sort of delivered the material that they'd been working on. And to make it worse, I'm sitting there with another microphone. So.
Oh, hands up those who are already feeling uneasy and are feeling a bit hot and sweaty already. Fair enough. Can I just say one thing very important? And I want to say it, and I'm sure they're listening, to all the folk who are trying to be stand-ups and having a crack. First and most important thing is that once you've done it, then you are in the gang who have done it. There are two types of people in the world: those who've had the guts to stand up on stage and try stand-up, and those who haven't. And regardless of the outcome, whatever happens, it is a case of there's not many of us in the world. There is just you and me.
We few. We happy few. We band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whiles any speaks that thought with us upon said
Stand-up Day. Now, let this be your charge. Onto the stage.
Okay, so I've got to remember all of this, so you'll have to forgive me if I don't.
No, I get like this nervous twitch thing and I can't speak, so...
By day, I am store manager.
Where are you drawing your material from?
I think something I feel strongly about would be maybe technology.
All of a sudden, your boss is saying, I want you to learn stand-up comedy. What was your first reaction?
No. Made absolutely no sense. But, we're on to our, 5th or 6th week now, and it's all sort of making a lot of sense. So it gets you out of your comfort zone, which is good.
And the thing I love about Facebook is it lets you... people tend to have insignificant status updates that don't mean anything. Like this one girl on my Facebook had, Christina Chandler is taking the plunge. And I was like, Christina, what's going on? And she's like, I was switching from regular to decaf. Or there was like Jessica Smith. I forgot what I was going to say. I don't really read the news. And I had a mate come up to me and say, do you know what's going on around the world? Have you seen what's going on in other countries? And I thought, no, I really don't. But imagine if countries had their own Facebook profiles. They could update them whenever they want, make status. For instance, Colombia is having a rough week.
Now, I've been married for 7 years, but I've only recently become a father. At the hospital, most of the nurses were great, really. And I remember one of them saying, now, don't be alarmed. His first poo is going to be like a green mustard. How can I not be alarmed?
Quite fun trying to put it into the day-to-day life in the store. But standing up in front of people and doing a comedy routine is going to be pretty interesting, though.
So where are you drawing your inspiration from for your routine?
Just daily things that go on in my life, really. Things like, Facebook, my mates, concerts, events, things that I've gone to, just silly things I've seen. And he can find hunks, guys in the area using GPS. I thought, all right, that's good. I said, so what are you doing on it right now? What's going on? Well, right now there's a guy in Chadstone looking to hook up.
Is it useful for work? I mean, what's the point of trying to get office workers to be comedians?
Trying to at least find the funny side to life. You can go through your job day in, day out, have a very, very boring experience, or you can flip it on its head, try to find the comedic value in the day-to-day.
And I think that all this technology has really caused kids to not be able to spell. In a study, I read that 50% of kids or teenagers use slang and informal language in their assignments. And I'm just thinking, WTF, guys, it's totally redonkulous. It does that. And I actually got a sick text a few weeks ago, actually, from a guy who said he couldn't come into work because he couldn't talk. He spelled talk, T-O-R-K. I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know what's worse, that you can't spell talk or that I actually have hired you.
I tend to think of myself as a stand-up comedian anyway, so instead of making jokes with the staff, I'm going to have to do it in front of everybody.
Hello, all. So, yes, it's true. I grew up in St Albans.
I'm an administration manager.
So did you ever think within your job you would have to learn to become a stand-up comedian?
No, never. And I'm still horrified at the whole thought of it, yes. Okay, technology. I'd like to borrow words from Kevin Rudd's Indigenous speech to explain my relationship with technology. I am sorry.
So where are you drawing your inspiration from? Is there a comedian that you sort of aspire to?
I'm a big fan of Seinfeld.
I would like to... I can't remember how it starts. It's my problem.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Got through it. It's all right. Well done, guys.
Look, round of applause. Seriously, what confidence it took for them to do that. And I know I was saying I was embarrassed and I was sweating and it was one of the toughest assignments I've done. And it was, but those guys really conquered fears that got up there. And some of them have got some natural ability, some natural timing.
Yep. Did everyone handle it quite so well? They're all sounding kind of bang up for it and like, oh yeah, I can do this. This has been a bit strange, but it's a bonding exercise. And I would have thought there'd be people more daunted with the horror.
Yeah, they were. There was a young woman who, you were saying earlier that this, it's a big fear getting up, public speaking. It's right up there on the top of the list.
Strangers are going to laugh at you.
Yeah, that people don't want to do.
People don't want that.
Of course, people don't want that. And there was a young woman there who she has a massive, massive fear of public speaking, and so does everybody in her family. To the point, it's quite a sort of debilitating fear. She
really. What's it like at her 21st? Quite.
I'm imagining it wouldn't be flash. No.
Wedding? No.
No, forget about it.
None of the family can stand it.
Pre-recorded, maybe.
Yeah.
Her throat closes over. She starts to
phobic
twitch.
reaction.
Absolutely.
A phobic reaction, not just a fear.
It's really intense.
Okay.
She was crying uncontrollably.
Not a good start to a comedy gig.
This woman who we're going to hear from in a moment, I take my hat off to her. She was actually crying throughout her piece and kept going.
Oh.
So that is conquering fear like I've never seen before. What?
Yes.
I can't believe she did it. I would have just gone, you know what?
Yes.
Stick your job. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Take this job and shove it. How does that... I'm going... Well, I'm doing... My 2 fat nuts are on a bus. I don't know how that's... All right. I've known comics backstage who are throwing up before they go on. I've known lots like that, which I always find a bit odd.
I mean, is it common? I mean, this has been your world, but...
Yeah, I don't know about common, but folk do.
So if professionals are vomiting before they go on stage, it makes sense then that a sales manager for a telco company is not going to be feeling too flash about getting up on stage.
I was actually quite nervous. I'm not very good in a talking in front of everyone environment, so
that's probably a good thing for you then, if it's...
Yeah, it is. It's a great thing.
So is it a bit of a fear just speaking in front of people?
I get very nervous and start shaking and freaking out. My whole family don't like it.
Yeah.
It's just something that just petrifies me, really. It's a fear, and this is really helping.
So this must be a big thing for you if it's a fear to be able to come and do this. I mean, what's been going through your mind and how have you been coping?
It's intense, but the fact that all of us have to do it, and we're a very close bunch of team, really. Everyone has to do it, and they push me along. So I've started writing my routine, and won't give any of it away though, because it's nowhere near perfect yet.
So you've got to get up today and do 3 minutes, do you?
Yes, I do. Nerve-wracking. I've even got my little book and everything ready. So
have you been worrying about it all night?
I've been worrying about it for 2 weeks. Good afternoon, everybody. I did prepare a few lines for you earlier. However, due to nervousness, I've already snorted them and you cannot have any. Sorry, I get this nervous twitch thing and I can't speak. So I love cars. They're convenient, they're comfortable, and you can always rely on them to break down on you on the Westgate Freeway on your way to work. Lost it again? It's gone. Wait a second, I'm going to open my book so that I can see. Sorry, next. I'm lucky I haven't had a heart attack at the football. I don't know, it would be a funny way to go though, if you had a heart attack while you're screaming at them, telling them that they shouldn't be eating and training instead. It'd be pretty funny to go that way. And I don't know about you guys, but I want to be cremated. Yeah, so I can hear the whole eulogy thing going on, and a friend or a relative, blah, 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 hard worker, devoted. She wants her ashes sprinkled at the MCG, which is a true fact, by the way. I'd like my ashes sprinkled at the MCG. But if I died because I was yelling at them about their lunch eating instead of training, I'd like it sprinkled over their lunch so they could choke on it. Basically.
How good. She got through, though. That's the main thing.
The dry mouth.
They were the best bits. She had to stop a couple of times because she was dry reaching. She was crying.
Why didn't you put that in? That would have been like
it was off. Oh no, I tried so hard to, but it was off mic.
Really? Was
she
couldn't chasing her with the mic, and she wouldn't?
It wasn't really helping her situation.
Oh, all right.
The poor thing. But at the end of that, you've got to feel proud. She must feel proud.
It's a journey, Rochelle. We've been on a journey.
We've been on a journey. It was a rough, tough... It was like Kokoda.
Is it over now? Speaking of Kokoda, you'll find out a bit about that in a sec. Is the journey over now, by the way?
No, these guys have still got to perform in public, which I'll keep you updated, so...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in public?
I think they're performing at the QV building, which is actually the guys, the comedians that were running this were Zara and Troy Swindle Gross, who have got a comedy festival show on at the moment at the QV building at 3 Degrees. Okay. And I think that's where they'll be performing as well. So thanks for letting me sit in.
Yeah. Whew, we're all a bit hot now. Let's just walk it off. And I want to say again, by the way, Kenneth Branagh on the show a little later on, not today. Well done, Rochelle.
Thank you.
One. This SMS says it best. Rochelle Hunt's work rocks, no matter where she roams. That's from Mandy and Hugh. She's your biggest fan.
Mandy.
Richard, better than Eagles. I'm watching a Spitfire fly over a Chuka. It's Martin, who is in Moama. And to those young folk who are trying stand-up, once you've done it, you'll be able to look back and say, I'm ready for another quote here.
This day is called the Feast of Crispian.
It's called Stand-Up Day.
He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand at tiptoe when this day is named.
Stand-up
and rouse
day.
him at the name of Crispian.
Stand-Up Day.
He that shall see this day and live old age will yearly, on the vigil, feast his neighbours and say, tomorrow is
Stand-Up Day.
Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, these wounds I had on Christmas
Stand-Up Day. Beautiful. Beautiful. Kenneth Branner on the show later, but not right now. 774, ABC Melbourne, ABC Victoria.